I was standing in my kitchen, staring at the text from my mom, when it hit me. My wedding, my moment, my choice. And yet, somehow, I was the villain. Her message said my stepdad was heartbroken that I didn't ask him to walk me down the aisle. Heartbroken. As if the last decade of his cutting remarks, his smug insults, his casual cruelty had never happened. As if my teenage years hadn't been a battlefield, with him as the loudest voice tearing me down. But let me start at the beginning. I grew up in a small family. It was just me, my mom, and my aunt and uncle. I never met my biological father, not once. From as early as I can remember, my uncle was the steady male figure in my life, kind, protective. He was there at birthdays, school events, little moments that mattered. And somewhere in my childhood, I made a quiet promise to myself. When I got married, it would be my uncle walking me down the aisle. Then, when I was 12, my mom remarried, and my stepdad entered the picture. From the beginning, I didn't like him. He had this way of speaking that felt like every word was sharpened just to cut someone. He said racist things, sexist things, transphobic things, always with that excuse that it was just for attention, just a joke. But when you're the one on the receiving end, it's not funny. Not when you're a teenager, struggling to understand your place in the world, already vulnerable. He made comments about my appearance, my weight, things that wormed their way under my skin until they grew into something darker, an eating disorder, anxiety, depression. My mom knew we didn't get along, but when I tried to confide in her, she'd shut me down. "He's a good guy," she'd say. "He loves you. He would never hurt us." But he did hurt me, just not in ways she wanted to see. By the time I was 15, I stopped talking to her about it. What was the point? Every word I said bounced off the wall she built around him. I learned to keep my distance, to time my visits for when he was at work. I moved out at 19 with my boyfriend. Over time, I saw him less. We stopped fighting because we stopped speaking. But in my mom's mind, the absence of open conflict meant we had banter. She told herself we had a funny, loving relationship. That fantasy shattered the moment I got engaged. The day my fiancé proposed, I knew exactly who I'd asked to walk me down the aisle. My uncle. I called him almost immediately. He was overjoyed. I could hear the emotion in his voice. It was the reaction I had always dreamed of. But when my aunt heard, she asked the question that would light the fuse. "Oh, you're not picking your stepdad?" I told her no, that I had always wanted my uncle to do it. Hours later, my phone rang. It was my mom, crying. She asked why. Why wouldn't I want my stepdad to do it? She said it broke his heart. I repeated my truth. I had always dreamed of my uncle doing it, but she wouldn't let it go. She pushed harder, saying my stepdad thought we had a good, funny relationship, that he loved me like a daughter, that he would be devastated to be left out. And something in me snapped. There was nothing funny about him ruining my self-esteem and my teenage years, I told her. I hate him, and if it were up to me, he wouldn't even be at the wedding. Silence, then shock. She couldn't believe I still felt that way. She tried again to defend him, painting him as a good man who loves me. But I repeated it. I hate him. That was the moment everything cracked open. A few days later, I learned my stepdad had gone behind my back and called my uncle, the man I had chosen, and told him not to walk me down the aisle. My uncle refused. And now, my uncle and my stepdad aren't speaking. And I feel like I've torn my tiny family apart. I've gone over it in my head so many times. I tried to keep the peace for years. I swallowed my feelings. I avoided him instead of confronting him. And in that avoidance, my mother built this illusion that things were fine. Now the illusion is gone, and I'm the one blamed for breaking it. But I didn't create this tension. It was always there. We just kept it hidden under layers of politeness and denial. My wedding just made it impossible to ignore. And yet, part of me wonders, could I have handled it differently? Should I have just smiled, let him have the moment, and kept the peace for my mother's sake? But then I think about that walk. That one moment when every eye is on me. The music, the weight of the past, and the promise of the future. And I know I couldn't fake it. Not for him. Not on that day. Because a wedding isn't about pretending for other people's comfort. It's about surrounding yourself with the people who truly love and support you. And for me, that's my uncle. Always has been. Always will be. So, am I the asshole? And here's my reflection as your host. This story is about more than just a wedding. It's about the years we spend pretending things are fine, hoping that if we stay quiet, the hurt will fade. But silence doesn't heal wounds. It just hides them until they resurface in moments that matter most. Sometimes, the truth will cost you. It may cost you relationships. It may shatter family illusions. But it will also set boundaries. And boundaries are a gift you give yourself. So here's my question to you. When the most important day of your life comes, will you let someone else's feelings dictate your joy? Or will you choose the people who've truly walked beside you all along? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your stories.